welcome back to Kids Club, and today we're going to be talking about how to be mad because it's one of the emotions we feel as humans. And our main point today is that God wants us to clean the sin from our lives. Today you guys are going to get to hear a story when Jesus got angry, and the story is pretty interesting, so let's get into it together. Right before the story begins, Jesus was coming from Capernaum to Jerusalem as the Passover was taking place. And if you guys don't know what the Passover is, well, let me explain it quickly for you guys. The Passover was a festival that took place in Jerusalem as a celebration of the Jews being rescued from slavery in Egypt. And as Jesus was on his way, he came across the temple in Jerusalem and he saw there were people there selling things in the temple. And back in these days of the Bible, the temple was a very sacred place where people came to worship. They came to worship God. It was considered a very holy place. And when Jesus saw the people selling things in the temple, it made Jesus very mad. He was mad because this was not the time or the place for the people to be selling things in the temple, especially because the temple was made as a place of corporate worship. Now let's read the story together. The Passover of the Jews was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. In the temple, he found those who were selling oxen and sheep and pigeons, and the money changers were sitting there. And making a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the temple with the sheep and oxen. And he poured out the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. And he told those who sold the pigeons, "Take these things away. Do not make my Father's house a house of trade." His disciples remembered that it was written, "Zeal for your house will consume me." You guys can see how this story is very intense, and Jesus got so mad that he yelled at everyone that were selling things there. He even told all to take their things out of the temple. He actually even overturned their tables, and Jesus, he made it very clear that this was not okay. This was not the time or the place for this, and the temple was never a place that was intended to sell things, but it was only the place for worship, prayer, instruction, and sacrifice. And since the people who came for Passover needed to have approved sacrifices for worship, there grew a great need for people to find these sacrifices, which resulted in them selling these things in the temple. Now, what I want to focus on today is why exactly did Jesus get angry in this story? Well, he got mad because people there were more focused on selling their items and neglected what the temple was actually intended for. He even said, "Do not turn my Father's house into a marketplace." You see, Jesus was mad, and he was mad for a good reason. He took this quite personally and was really upset what had taken place. God wants us to clean the sin from our lives. He doesn't want us to get distracted like the people at the temple did. He wants us to focus on him in these times. And we're absolutely allowed to get mad and feel that emotion in the moment. But what we cannot do is let it control us or act out on it in a negative way. And when we get mad, we need to make sure we're asking ourselves, what is making me so mad right now, and how can I make things right? So I hope you guys learned how to deal with the emotion of anger from this story. So let's see who won our McDonald's gift card this week. Let's spin that wheel. Congratulations to the family who won. We will connect with you on how we can get this gift card to you. See you guys next week.